on an emotional level, right? I've been really enjoying Feld's play throughout this entire division so far. They've stumbled sometimes, come back up. I would be pretty devastated for them if they lose their upper division chance to just a very good stand-in.
Yeah,
That would be
yeah.
kind of heartbreaking.
I remember when we were casting East Europe. Sadly, it's on a break, but when we were doing Tour 1 East Europe, we had some pretty wild stand-ins. And even on a third-party tournament outside for one of the teams playing in the second division, there was Team Spirits sent some of their players to stand in, and they still lost. That was the All-Star stack with Ramses and Depressed Kid, and so you can lose with the TI winner.
Oh yeah,
for
absolutely.
Sure. Absolutely, you can. So.
No
This is somewhat of a similar situation. You have a world-class stand-in in this case. I think that's a lot said when Rudy hasn't really been around for a lot. And if Rudy gets this first blood for himself, it's a great start for the Void Spirit. And who's it given it to? Pale Horse is also there. He could take it. He's body play. They're going to leave it for Rudy. There we go. First blood goes for Arkosh, and the stand-in picks it up.
Then again, if you look at how Felt has been playing throughout this series, right? Only in certain parts of Game 2 or of Game 1 was it in Arkosh's hands to win. And everything else, I don't want to say that it has been the Felt show, but they have certainly shown themselves to be the more experienced team throughout all of this, and they have been mostly in control. So I'm not too worried for them to win here in the end.
Let's just hope that, at least for Arkosh's sake, that they still have that fuel running. You don't want to waste all of your energy into just 2 games and then get stomped in the last one. That's always something that can happen. You got to start wrong. We got to start strong with the laning stages. It's highlighted by all the pro players that the first 7-8 minutes are super important. Maybe even narrow it down to the first 5, maybe even the first 4 minutes when the early level differences, the XP differences really matter.
And a lot of that comes down to how you handle the first creep waves. So I'm looking at this mid lane. Rudy here already.
Pogna's gonna die in bottom though.
Oh,
or Gremlo. Oh, Salty's a bit too far away, but is it still gonna be enough though? Fairy Fire is being popped. Pingu is dead, and Salty, he needs one more hit, but it's not gonna be enough. Gremlo with the Tango regen will live, so that's a kill in bottom.
That Sand King lane, absolutely deadly.
A lot of power for sure. Rudy, who got that first blood, he's already got a magic wand right away to start his laning stage off with. Very important tool against the Spat Rider, to have it ASAP. Now he's also picked up his boots. Has the mobility.
Yeah, you really need the movement speed in this matchup versus, not just versus range, but a range who's going to slow you down.
There's already 6 denies between these two inside the first 2 minutes, so not and a lot of missed last hits too. Bad Rider's only got 3.
Shinra has been really focusing on getting a whole lot of stacks up onto Rudy, but he can't really clear the waves in the same way that he does.
And he can't really convert it to damage either, which he would like to. So that's pretty much our mid matchup for now. Might change as those levels kick in. Got the fire to burn down the ground and maybe burn some heroes with you. Enchantress gonna get stunned up by Zor. Body blocks coming in as well, but after Moosh, he's a bit too busy with his own creeps here with the pull. Able to keep the Enchantress away. Tried to deny the pull for once, but now Zor has the lane for himself. Pale Horse does get to farm it.
And this lane should be decent for the Dragon Knight as long as the Rubik keeps at the Enchantress. And this
another arrow on the Pingu. Leaps. Yeah, that might be a dead Pingu. 3 stacks on his stick. And it's not going to be enough. Crow's still going to make sure he falls. And now the Wraith King in between 2 enemies. Second death for Pingu. Arkosh has figured this lane out.
Oh yeah, Pingu is food.
Pingu is food indeed.
I don't want to alarm any of the people who were a big fan of that show as a kid, but he would not stand a chance on the field of battle.
Yep. Shinra is getting demolished in mid. 5 last hits. Rudy's got 13 already, and 6 denies.
Absolutely incredible showing.
Maybe that changes. We talked about like the Firefly levels, maybe even an early Flame Break point just to get that damage out of the Napalm stacks. He keeps stacking onto Rudy, but hasn't, at least not now you can't. Level 4 has to be 2 points Napalm, 2 points Firefly.
Yep. And he will still look for the kill opportunity onto Rudy here, so if Rudy oversteps, then absolutely that Firefly is going to come out and all those stacks are going to get converted into damage immediately.
Yeah.
But if Rudy does not, and especially if he manages to hit level 6 without doing that, then he is home free, and all Shinra can do is go to the jungle and start stacking some Ancients.
Yeah. I like how they also placed the ward right in front of the easy camp, so it's not blocked, so Shinra can farm it. But it's an indicator for the Void as well, knowing that when the Batrider finally starts to transition more into the jungle to add some extra XP for an extra farm for himself, that allows the Void Spirit to make a move to the other side lanes, maybe let a support come into mid to grab some early experience that is required. They have to stun the Warpine Raider to prevent that courier from dying, by the way. That's a very, very mean...
These things are so tanky.
And that's a dead Shinra.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, boy. That's...
I was just watching him.
Oh, you're watching the Warpine Raider.
He popped his Firefly and went for Rudy, but it was sort of half-heartedly, more looking to clear the creep wave than anything. Rudy just glyphs it. And Shinra, it feels like frustration, honestly. Finally,
maybe Aframush
decides to go for him.
Maybe stun from Zor, though. Should buy some time to get the distance for the Rubik, and now they turn around on the Enchantress, but Dragon Tail's still cool enough for another 10 seconds. And Crow and Gremlo have found the kill on Pingu again, making it 3. Run on a streak, and here comes Rudy with a rotation. Zor is definitely going to do it down, but maybe finding Aframush in the process. Got another Astral Step. He's dead. He's going to get it. Monkey does go down, but that's a tough, bulky DK to kill. There's another fight going on in bottom as they're going to be taking down Solji in the end. Arkosh finding success in every lane. Maybe this one too, with Zor finally falling low. And Rudy will get a double kill for himself. And they also got the Wraith King in the bot lane as mentioned. So Arkosh 8-1. What a start.
Wild stuff. Oh yeah, Shinra only just scraped together his level 6. He was not about to start rotating just yet. Maybe we'll look for something low with his Arcane Rune, but yeah, both of his side lanes are suffering.
Such a
2k lead at 6 minutes.
Big difference. Like that gold is really going to play into Arkosh's pocket as they get this good laning stage rolling for themselves. And Pingu, where are you gonna go? Enemies on all sides. Crow takes number 5.
Most of that gold difference is in Crow's pocket, who's already had a great Earth Spirit series so far, but that's already an urn with charges. Mirana deals so much damage right now. There's going to be a super fast Spirit Vessel if he keeps this up.
That's going to spell trouble for Felt because he got the Vessel. That means Pingu's healing is getting diminished. Monkey and Rudy. Rudy coming again for another rotation to top, and Zor... He doesn't have his form up yet, but he wants that level 6 so bad. He wants to fight Pale Horse in front of his own tower, but here comes the backup. So many stuns into the taunt, and Zor unable to juke around. Pale Horse will get this one thanks to Rudy making the rotation, and that's 10 kill for Arkosh already. Felt just can't fight back yet. They need more time. Tips for old. Oh man, this is like already a couple minutes ago. A couple minutes ago, Arkosh was probably already feeling that good PMA energy that's kind of flowing into the team right now. Keep it PMA. They are now relishing in this moment. They can't even give Monkey's life away. Or is he even going to die? The lift is there, the burn. Yeah, definitely going to be killing him there with the Telekinesis coming out. And this is the grim reality right now is just Solji waiting under his own tower, and his own creeps are getting pulled away by Gremlo. He's all about. He's got no friends.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
On an island, and actually so is Pingu in mid right now, just hiding in the trees. He wants these levels desperately. The enemy Mirana is already level 6. Both of these supports over on Felt are level 4.
Crow's on the hunt. Rudy's coming in. They've spotted this move though. The ward.
Boy.
I think they revealed their ward as well with this move because Rudy picks up the haste and instantly charges forward. So you should know about that. Aframush in the trees. They have found what spotted them earlier on. From Pingu coming in from the side. He is level 5 on this Pugna despite dying 4 times. Soon having that life drain can make this Pugna a bit stronger. Arkosh, 2,000 gold ahead. And they have an 86% chance to win. That is actually a pretty wild number considering we're not even 10 minutes into the game.
There's none of these cores want to join right now. They don't want to die, so instead, Afromush. Oh, my boy.
Dive right under the tower. Telekinesis ain't gonna do enough. Rudy picks his 5th kill. Him and Crow both have 10 kills combined. The taunt goes onto the Wraith King. Arrow also keeps him away. Pingu, unable to get the damage out. Decrepify is also dispelled with that Dissimulate. Zor is left empty-handed. Meanwhile, Gremlo is farming in front of a tier 2 tower in the top lane, which is, by the way, that is very highly unique to actually see a Dire hero that deep into the lane pre-10 minutes. That's how wild of an advantage Arkosh has right now, that they have huge map control, despite the bottom tier 1 tower still being up. And Zor, oh, epicenter coming out from Gremlo. Monkey comes from the other side, and that is another death for the DK. And Arkosh stacking 4 heroes into the mid lane to look for a tower. And they're about to spoil, if it keeps at this pace, potentially Felt's chances of going into Division 1, because one loss is the only loss they're allowed to take, so they're going to fight with everything that they have. And Gremlo will fall. Crow gets the kill onto Pingu, leaps onto the high ground. Arrow in 5 seconds. Armlet is ready on the Wraith King, though, so they're going to have to time with the arrow. They're going to kite him for a little bit longer. There's the arrow, and it's not going to be successful. And again, the urn is ticking, but he's still juking again. Another Armlet toggle, and Enchantress is about to go down as Monkey, running low on HP, has a couple healing ticks there remaining, and Crow is in trouble on the cliff. 1 more second to get his leap off, but where are you really gonna go? Just gonna arrow the Bat Rider, and Zor is gonna be taking Monkey down, and Crow will die, and Shinra will take that 6 killing streak to an end into his own pockets. Now a push into mid with the DK form up. Stun onto the Sand King. There's a taunt as well. Doesn't quite do much, and it doesn't do enough. The Pugna will go down. It will go to Rudy, who still has his streak up, and Zor will make sure that Gremlo doesn't escape out of this one. But now we got Enchantress coming in, and a random Mud Golem walks in to say hello. You want to tap? You have a really cool looking rock. You want to catch this rock? And Zor is down to 100 HP. Can they still get him? Yes, they can. He is sniped. But Pale Horse dies otherwise on the bottom end, and Solji lives.
And back to the middle tower we go, I guess.
Oh, golems!
What is happening?
Radiant's middle tower.
Crow finishes that one off.
Radiant's middle tower has
What happened to the golems gone?
Suddenly, from a 110 to a 715. Felt is getting their engines up and running. A couple kills going their way. Net worth is very even though. So, despite a 3k lead, that is thanks to Mirana having more net worth than the DK.
Yeah, it is losing lane into not being a playmaking hero. Zor is having such a bad game right now.
They've got a Sand King Blink, they've got a Vessel on Crow's Mirana. 12 minutes in, this is a perfect time to hunt maybe even a Wraith King.
I'll take your tribute.
Solji's gonna be nowhere near. It's going to be Shinra, who has his BOTs up by now, has been left mostly out of the firing line and follows his spiny insects right on out. Gremlo would have caught him with that blink there.
Yeah, he would have just in time blinked on top as that TP animation already went through. But that is a bottom tier 1 tower taken. And they're still banging their heads. This DK wants this top tier 1 tower down so bad. He's gonna get it.
Yeah, he will. He's so happy that he doesn't have to die like 3 more times for it. DK life, man. That said, that is 1 outer tower. When they have lost all of theirs.
All tier 1's down. And a bot tier 2 taking damage because there's a rallying horde of skeleton warriors. Shinra is unable to kill Monkey either. Oh, they've got backup Crows also here, and so is Gremlo, and they've got the Vessel, but they don't want to dive under this tower. They're still going to lose Gremlo for the lasso used for it too, and all of Felt want to make sure that they want to join in on this one.
That's a little lesson for you there.
Yeah,
Shinra-
invaders repelled.
He knows people might be up on that cliff, so he doesn't actually focus. He can kill Monkey there if he really wants. But he knows that he's probably going to pay with his life if he does, so he backs off. And instead, it is the Sand King who says, like, man, I was like 5 seconds too late for this. Oh, I'm going to go in anyway.
Yep, pure bait. Pure bait indeed.
Now the D-ward.
At least they're able to hold that up. Meanwhile, Rudy being initiated on. But maybe Gremlo can get something done with this epicenter. Solji wants to throw in a stun as well. Zor 60 HP. Rudy's got no spells, but here comes Pale Horse. Throws in the tree, gets a kill with it. Gremlo low on HP. Pearl strike to safety. Almost gets the catch there. Rudy has to dodge the remnant thrown in by Aframush. And Solji, his ulti is down. 200 seconds. Wraith King cannot join anymore. Void Spirit has his Witchblade. Shinra brings out the vision. Rudy's got to be careful. He still goes in super aggressive, gets the early damage out. There's another remnant down on the ground. He will take down Pingu, and Batrider almost gets caught in the arrow, but Pale Horse has the damage with his Echo Saber freshly picked up as well, able to get that Batrider out of the way. Another 2 kills for Arkosh. Monkey, again, up to no good in this bot lane. Forces Zor's attention, and maybe Gremlo with 500 HP wants to dive. Yes, he will.
Yes.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Bit of a tricky one.
Well,
though.
there comes the damage.
Yep, here comes damage. Rudy's here. Here comes Wraith King and a lot of other people as well. An arrow does connect onto Zor. Rudy doesn't get the connection with the Dissimulate, has to jump away, and he's surrounded by enemies now, and he's taken out. Arkosh didn't have the resources for that dive, but they still wanted to go in.
That time, no. I know the previous fight was very calculated, right? It's like, oh, no lasso, no Wraith King ult,
Yep.
let's go. But this one was opportunistic, pretty much a scramble, and now a Gremlo.
He's been playing with his life for quite some time, but he's dodged the stuns and he's able to TP away, and Aframush is killed. And that is pretty much a solo finding there.
Nice
Pingu
pushback.
falls as well. That's Crow and Monkey making sure another one goes their way.
On with the wind.
Gone with the wind indeed. 9 to 20.
Really, Felt is just waiting for that BKB over on Shinra. This is one of the reasons why I don't actually like mid Batrider that much, is you're still a 2-item timing hero. You're not just, alright, blink dagger and go.
Pretty
You
much,
want
yeah.
the BOTs, you want the BKB, and then you start doing things. And in the meantime, Solji,
Gremlo, he didn't quite get the epicenter out in time, so he's missing out on the big damage, but it's still going to be the DK losing his life. Shinra gets a flame break on Gremlo, and the lasso's going to be there as well. Pingu's going to be throwing in the backup, and that Nether Blast will help out in the kill, so the Firefly takes the last tick. 1 for 1, both offlaners down. Pale Horse, he's ready to go in, and Felt smoking up, but their smokes are popped right away, so they're feeling the fear. Aframush is like, which way do I go? Am I going to get arrowed? Bit of stutter stepping there.
yeah, and they're really
Quick
just
replay.
waiting for Rudy to pop out of the trees.
Yeah, yeah.
Here as
Quick
well, it's like,
replay.
is he here? Is he here? No, he's not. But okay, I guess we nab this guy and
Yeah.
run.
Run to the hills. Grab somebody we can, throw in the good old lasso.
Yeah.
Bot lane seems there's a bit of action going on here, but that's a teleporting Enchantress
Oh,
surviving.
Zor.
And Zor gonna get the stun on Pale Horse, but he's gonna end up losing his life by the looks of it as they're blowing him up. But a lot of damage reflected back into the side of Arkosh as they will lose 1, maybe 2. Pale Horse, he's gone. Rudy, though, he's not gonna be as lucky. He's being chased by Solji. Solji, no stun, any lift available. They have the damage. That's gonna be more than enough. They got a crit and a Fate Bolt, and a throwing tree from the Rubik. That is Arkosh losing a big kill here for Solji.
Aframush is stealing from the Tiny there just to see if he can get something to cancel the TP with, but only gets that tree.
Yeah, throws his stuff into the air. Take that. Role-playing, what was the guy called again? Gandalf? I was thinking, no, not Dumbledore. I was like, Gandalf, that's the one we were looking
Wow.
for. You shall not pass. Yeah, they're 2 different guys. I know. Let's not get stuck on that. But yeah,
Maybe I will,
He's-
dude.
he's so close to getting out. And there, yeah, that's a big staff. That's an actual tree that Rubik is tossing. He's a very strong fella. But a DD rune of the Wraith King into the Roche Pit. Gremlo and the boys don't know much about that, though. They want to pressure bot. Shinra's here. Flame Break just connecting onto the Sand King.
just
BKB baited. At least he's got the lasso to be used onto the Mirana. Wraith King is still in the pit, and they finished off the tower. So while this is all happening, he might actually even have to join the fight. Or does he really?
No.
They're pretty much backing out. Crow is also burnt down by Shinra while he died to the Flame Break. Wraith King is just using his armlet here to nicely finish this one off.
We have seen his armlet mastery
Double dash.
earlier, so unless he gets bashed 3 times.
8 times his armlet usage nicely there.
Under attack.
No unlucky armlet toggles while maybe a potential bash kicks in. It's 4K is now 2K. Felt still playing from a bit behind, but not too far.
No, like this is basically the same lead.
Oh,
Shinra.
Oh, great catch there from Pale Horse. That's going to be a dead Bat Rider. And that is the
Soldier still wants
Aegis
to go. There's
rating.
no teleports nearby. I was about to say,
Yeah.
please back off.
If they had a tier 1 tower, Arkosh probably wouldn't be moving in that area that
Solji.
cockily against an Aegis, but because they have taken that so early on, they're going in. And they're surrounding Solji, and that will be death number 1. Secondly will be another, that's going to be the Aegis. Pingu, he's in the back, but Crow's making sure that you ain't going anywhere. And this Wraith King has nowhere to go. Burrow Strike is available. Toss Avalanche is ready as well. And it will use everything onto Solji's Wraith King. And he's down, and now the backup arrives from Felt. And Arkosh, they're trying to chase another kill on top of what they've already taken. And the arrow does connect onto the DK. Zor will be gone, but that's a stolen arrow, I believe. Yes, it is on the Rubik, so they can use that for later. But still, heavy heroes again given for Arkosh.
I am so sad.
Why are you sad, Gibbs?
It was so unnecessary.
Pretty much, yeah. Just, you know, greed is good farming, pretty much. Monkey is gonna have to give his life away.
But if he stays there, then surely his team must be coming towards him while he does that.
Yeah,
and just
surely,
nobody
yeah.
comes.
Just look at the mini-map in this fight. They're so far away. The closest hero to help him out is the Pugna, and you've got Crow just basically pushing him away, like, you ain't coming here. He's the bouncer, holding the uninvited guests away from this one, so they can finish off chewing the Wraith King. Now they've arrived on the map. They're right next to the fight, but there's no fight anymore. Your carry's dead.
No. And then they just lose Zor again at the tail end of it, because I guess the Mirana needs to leapfrog him again on the net worth chart.
That's kind of the problem when you have your Bat Rider dead, is you have no mobility whatsoever, like, on your team. Nobody can get there early enough. So they were thinking that, well, we do what we can.
They could have if they started moving when he... jump
Stolen
in.
arrow.
Zor?
Yeah, that's
Thank
the Dragon Tail into the Stolen Arrow by Aframush. It's a lot of damage, by the way, when you have Rubik tossing it in. Ooh, they're going to smoke, looking for more. Oh, Gremlo.
Boom!
Again, the same combo comes out, and he's pretty much almost dead. It's just burning him alive, but he's still holding for long enough. Though the lasso is onto the Tiny, and Pale Horse gets his BKB off just in time, as he's still got 1,000 HP remaining. They're trying to isolate Monkey. Shinra burning the Enchantress alive, and Zor gets killed as Rudy joins in the fight. Can they still get more? Shinra on the retreat. Firefly cooldown 13 seconds. Rudy. Ooh. There's a Wildwing Ripper getting caught by the arrow instead of the Void Spirit.
Excellent news. He's going to want to hold on to this arrow for as long as possible. Free Enchantress creeps. Excellent follow-up to that Dragon Tail stun. Still don't want to call it a win after that last fight, though. That was a very expensive arrow.
Yeah, you're definitely in a scenario where it's not so clean anymore. I think this entire series has been far from perfection, but that's how we love it. We love it a bit gritty, a bit dirty, a bit muddy. It's not supposed to be pixel perfect in any way.
Beauty contest. It is certainly not supposed to be. I mean, how did Moxie call again? Street Dota?
Street Dota. I think that's a pretty good way to put it. 4-man smoke from Felt though. They want to get something done here, probably something else than Monkey's Enchantress, but they're going to have to suffice with anything that they can grab. So Crow throws in the arrow, doesn't quite connect. Aframush has still got that stolen arrow for a little bit longer. Can't see the exact duration of it though, but misses with that blink initiation attempt. Crow, Pale Horse holding their signs. They're going to wait for Inch to come back in 20 seconds. This was a fight without the lasso, though. That is still on cooldown. I will be back up by the time Enchantress is up, so might as well take this tiny pause to look at some of Arkosh's core items. Like, you look at the tiny Echo Saber. He's got that 8-second B. He used his 9-second BKB in front of the tier 1 tower. He got the help from the Void Spirit to finish him off, so that's a good one. Looks like he wants a Silver Edge. Get a bit of extra attack speed, high damage output. You got those small mini crits you can also puncture in. Very good to have. But Rudy. We haven't talked much about Rudy. Or is it actually Ruby? Please turn your cam on. Says,
no, Rudy.
that's a Rudy. That's not a Ruby. And he's playing on a phone internet, if I understood correctly.
No. His phone is fine. He's using his phone as cam.
Oh yeah, phone as camera. True. Yeah. That's what I was thinking as well. Because I thought he was playing on phone internet because they had some setting up issues at the start of the series, like when we were still at pre-game 1. So that is, I mean, you go with what you have. Better than nothing.
Oh, Solji, you are alone again.
Surrounded by enemies, and Gremlo's here. Pale Horse is here, and Crow is here. They're going to harvest yet again another soul. Epicenter held onto it, as it doesn't need to be used as felt. Again, they're not there in time, Kips. They're missing. Good pause! Oh, wow. Sure thing. That just happened.
Yeah. Something with that.
I think that's a bit of a tilt that I smell there. I can't help but put it any other way.
Tastes like salt.
There's very salty tears in the air right now. Gremlo gonna go for another jump onto Affirmation. Here's Rudy to finish him off. Another streak is being built as he's now on a dominating 13-2-5. And here comes Pale Horse with the side as well. Gremlo might have misclicked his BKB or used it to be not caught by Pugna or anybody else, but now they've got the Epicenter available. Maybe they can get some damage done, but the lasso is going to be holding them in place, and they will take Soar, and they are surviving for now, but now the BKBs run out from Shinra. He's able to get back to the high ground, though, able to get some distance between them, and Gremlo have to use his own Burrow Strike to get some distance. Ruby, very good jukes. He needs 2 more seconds behind the tree. He's going to get the jump out, and the TP should be fine. He's gone. And Arkosh, no heroes lost. That is a flawless escape.
Once again,
I love the way they jump in with full confidence. And look at the HP bars on these heroes. They're wearing out BKBs. Gremlo is zigzagging inside the Batrider Firefly. Still gets to live out of that one. And Crow's just poking and prodding, and you've got the Void going the other direction. Felt is like they're in chaos. They're in panic. We gotta kill someone, but we can't kill anyone, and then there's nobody to grab, and they're spreading their damage on different targets, and it's just pure hectic chaos.
Especially the disables at the end there. If Aframush throws a lift onto Rudy instead, I think they can actually kill him, but unfortunately the supports are going for target over on the side.
And now, again we go. They're under vision this time. Arkosh. The warding wars are out there. Tiny getting stunned. No lasso. Beautiful stun coming from the side from the Gremlo. Now BKBs will be used to get that immunity for themselves after which has already been taken down Solji. He's going to lose his first life already. Shinra has been forced away from the fight. Arkosh is able to take down this Wraith King. Nobody's there to protect him. Gremlo is able to get the stun there to keep him in place. And now Soar's being chased as well. And he's down 3 heroes gone. Arkosh. They're doing it. They've come back from the perils of losing game 1 and forcing Felt into a full tilt at this point. They even buy back on Crow because they know they have the upper advantage, Kips.
Yeah, they're mopping them up at this point.
It's a cleanup crew.
There's just no damage
Rudy here
on
on the
Felt
other
at this
side,
point.
though. Maybe.
But will they?
Will they?
Ah.
But still, that fight was pretty nuts. And in case of Arkosh, they forced Shinra away, who is, by the way, being hunted again, as Rudy is on top of him with 200 HP. What a player, man. I can't help but just clap at that because he got lassoed. He got burnt by Firefly, Batrider with BKB on. He's pretty much dying. He's still juking around and understands his limits on this Void Spirit, and still, with the help of Gremlo, able to basically just play it out himself through and just get this kill on the Batrider and still survive with 200 HP. I mean, that's just... This is a piece of art.
Let the rest handle it, but...
So this is what was going on while we were looking at the replay. Just look at how this guy...
This is a piece of art.
This is a piece of art, like, honestly. Shinra's pretty much full HP, almost full max mana. He's got no lasso, no abilities left, and Rudy, he sees the easiest kill possible, the 200 HP remaining, clears it out, gets hit by Flame Break, teleports home to heal up, and survives. And Arkosh will get Roshan thanks to the Batrider being dead.
I mean, even without the Batrider being dead, just a lasso not being up would have been enough here. And, man, you gotta feel for Feld here. They're being played to pieces.
They had this series. Like, you looked at game 1, Rudy was very efficient on his Mars, but basically now it feels like an eternity ago because Felt was really good in game 1. They were almost winning game 2. And now it's just an Arkosh show.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Arkosh is literally spoiling Felt's chances of promotion on probably the best rendition of Felt that has been in DPC for the last 1.5 years.
Yep. And doing so in...
And they found Solji again. We've seen this movie a couple times, and that's a Wraith King going down twice. For the highest bidder.
I'm getting tired of this Marvel universe. Can we watch something else?
Oh boy, something completely different going on here. 17,000 gold. Arkosh has a 99% chance of winning this game. And it's
that goat that they sacrificed in game 1, man. That was a good one.
I don't know how many goats they have sacrificed during the course of this series, but there's definitely a lot of blood somewhere, a lot of stains. Maybe Gremlo knows more about that. But for Arkosh's sake, there's just one DK buyback available for Felt. They can't afford or are on cooldown. Example given the Rubik.
The only thing they have to be wary of here is the Batrider. You're going high ground into a Batrider. It's not quite the same as going high ground into an Enigma, but the threat is there. Separating out your team will actually allow Solji to deal the damage, which is something that, you know, we've been seeing again and again and again, that in the middle of these fights, he's just whacking away at the Tiny. That's not enough. And
currently at this moment, this is a slowly losing battle for Felt. They're basically turtling in the base. This is literal turtle Dota right now. You cannot exit. They have Solji's been caught so many times out of the base. Zor has 11 deaths on a DK. Shinra's Batrider has to be there when stuff happens, so they can't even split push. They're just getting choked to death slowly, and soon towards the inevitable end if Arkosh keeps this up.
Yeah, Zora has just been used as a punching bag this game. Still playing a leap with Mirana in the net worth.
And to consider how good of a series Zor had when he played the Axe in 2 games in a row, just ultimate the MVP for Felt. Now no Axe has to play something else and suddenly disarmed.
Yeah, it sure does feel like that.
What's their win condition, really? Just through the lasso to kill the Tiny and pull him far? Maybe the Void Spirit?
Ideally the Void Spirit, yeah. Because I think if you lasso the Tiny here, like, especially one with an Aegis, they barely have the damage to kill him once.
Damage is definitely an issue.
So, Rudy or Gremlo? On an overplay? Gremlo is actually pretty tanky now as well with the plate mail in his pocket.
Oh yeah, he's got 27 armor. No longer an easy kill. 20 armor on the Void Spirit too. So Solji's gonna need like 3 more items to deal damage. He's got his BKB now. Armlet, BKB, Desolator, Blink, Boots. And he's willing to build an Assault Cuirass next, while Tiny's already finished himself a Moon Shard. Some extra attack speed. Also the night vision.
Does not hurt when you're playing up against the bat. And yeah, you're completely right. Felt is just locked in. Any play that they make now can cost them the game, and they just don't get an opportunity to make a good enough one at the very least. Aframush steals the sandstorm. You could hold the tower with this, but you know what? You're not allowed to.
Yeah.
Soldier needs these last hits, man. Scraping them off the bottom of the barrel.
Does Gremlo's also fake pumping the epicenter? They're ready to deal the final blow to Felt. There's not even a DK buyback now. Now it's just a Rubik. One thing about Turtle Dota, Kips, I think you're the right person to ask about this, was back in your times with TNC, were there ever moments where maybe Mushi would say something about turtling in the base being the start of the end?
Was there? Yeah. Well, Mushi was on Fnatic, of course.
Well, on Fnatic,
and
yeah, but
yeah, basically, there were, unless there was really an item that you could get that could get you out of dodge, it was just basically never the intention to stay in your base, because it only gets worse. So we started this at 19k net worth behind. We're now at 27, and it just keeps on ticking.
Yeah, that was kind of what I was thinking, because I think it was Mushi who, even if you still wasn't Fnatic, like when he talked about a lot about the slowly getting strangled in your base. If you can't split or split push or anything, you're just gonna lose your game pretty much. So Felt smoking outside of the base, maybe the final huzzah. And they have found themselves a prime target, but that is such a hard target to catch. Fruity, he's juking around. They're losing Pingus. Pugna, Zor comes in with a fleek stub with the BKB already popped as well, trying to get another catch here as well, but they're not doing enough, and they've already lost one. Maybe even more, as Zor's BKB is running out 1, 2, 3 now. Gremlo's right there in the front, and there's the arrow connection. TK ain't going anywhere. No escape for him. Sacrificed as Arkosh takes 2, and here comes Pale Horse onto Solji. They call the Wraith King. He's just a piece of wet paper, gets ripped apart, and that's Shinra walking in. Rudy with his double kill takes on a godlike spree already at this point. Another lasso. It's on the tiny. It's on the tiny. The tanky guy, and Zor is down, and Arkosh, they're charging inside the base. Gonna take another one, and the tier 3 falls, and the mid-racks are taken. This tiny will demolish your base, and Arkosh, if there was ever a moment to awaken, this is truly the time to do it, as they will clean out the reverse sweep in the series with their stand-in Rudy and keep their hopes alive of, one, staying in Division 2, but also spoiling maybe Felt's chances of promotion, as that loss now puts them in a tie situation for second place. And Arkosh, when it really matters, they showed up.